Hi, I'm Natasha, this is Sweet Life, and I'm going to tell you about my visit to Hopdoddy. So it turns out that I'd actually been to Hopdoddy, or rather this location. It was previously Grub, a burger bar, but I saw an ad on Instagram that was offering an opportunity to come to their preview event, try out the menu, and give them some feedback. I visited on a Sunday. It wasn't overly busy or anything like that. Really cool environment, quite similar to the feeling that I got when I visited Grub. When I walked up, there was someone outside, which I'm guessing is like a manager or something like that. I walked in on the tail end of him explaining the bar's transformation. The interior looks quite similar to what I remember it being. I think maybe their branding might have changed, but more so, there's change to the menu. Better quality ingredients, things along those lines. More specific vendors, just an increase in the quality of the food. And the quality of the food when I visited before was quite good. This is sort of like a premium burger bar. Think of Shake Shack or Five Guys. The interior was really nice. The menu is simple, very well organized. You have a few different burger options. I think there's like 6 burgers. There's also maybe like 6 or 7 different versions of potato and sweet potato fries, as well as shakes. And there's also a full service bar. So you have a lot of options to choose for, but it doesn't feel overwhelming. So as part of the preview invitation, for every 2 people, you got an order of shareable fries, a burger for each person, and then a shake to share for the table. Also order extra items. We went with the hot honey and sage sweet potato fries and also the nacho fries. Our burgers were the Magic Shroom and the double bacon jam, which was really recommended to us by one of the employees. I was a little apprehensive about the double bacon jam, not because I thought it wouldn't be good, but I thought some of the other burgers sounded a little bit better. But I ended up being really happy that I ordered it. Everything that we tried, hands down, my favorite thing was the double bacon jam burger. It's probably closest thing you can get to a perfect burger. Incredibly moist, lots of flavor, everything just worked together really well. The bun was good, the meat was nice and tender, juicy, flavorful, the condiments and everything were just right. It was incredible. So the burger consists of 2 quarter-pound beef patties, white and yellow American cheese, tomato, bacon jam, mustard, grilled onions, pickled mayo, for a combination of just scrumdiddlyumptiousness that I didn't even know I needed in my life. The burger that we tried was the Magic Shroom. I went with this burger after some back and forth about the El Diablo and the Llano Poblano, but I went with this one because given the ingredients, goat cheese, mushrooms, mayo, basil pesto, I thought it would be really good. And it was. But after having the double bacon burger, I think the double bacon burger stole some of its shine. And in addition to that, like the ingredients sound really great, but the pesto, I think it was a little bit overpowering for the other flavors. When I bit into the burger, like it was flavorful, it was moist and everything, but I mostly just tasted pesto. I didn't really taste the other ingredients. I didn't even really taste the burger itself. So hands down, between the two, I think the double bacon jam burger is the jam. That was the best thing that I ate that day, and certainly the better between the 2 burgers. Except for the fries. I thought the concept of the nacho fries sounded good in that it's French fries with queso, pico de gallo, avocado, sour cream, but the fries felt a little bit underseasoned, or they tasted a little bit underseasoned. So when you ate it, like it looked really, really good, but when you ate it, I mostly just got the flavor of the sour cream. I think maybe if they just like season the fries a little bit more, just a little bit more salt, and maybe the option to add like some chili powder or something like that to give it like a little smoky flavor that would stand up to the sour cream and some of these other ingredients, you'd have a perfect fry there. Of the 2 fries that we ordered, my favorite was the hot honey and sage sweet potato. It's a great combination of savory, sweet, spicy. really, really nice flavors. The only thing I would say is I felt it was the right amount of spice and that it wasn't overly hot, but I did think it was just a little bit too sweet because sweet potatoes are sweet by themselves. And then with like the addition of the honey, like that was fine, but I felt like it was just a little too much of it. If it was like they pull back just a little bit on the amount of honey and the amount of sweetness, it'd be perfectly perfect. And that order of fry with the double bacon jam burger, not too many things touching it. On to the shakes. We ordered the salted caramel and the Nutella chocolate pretzel. I'm not the biggest fan of caramel things because I find that by default it's typically too sweet for me. My mom ordered that. She thought it was okay, but like a little bit too sweet. That ended up being her milkshake. And so we ordered an extra one. So we ended up with the Nutella chocolate pretzel as well. And that ended up more becoming mine. You have like the nutty flavor from the Nutella, which is like hazelnut and chocolate. But the addition of the pretzel, I thought was really great. You again have this combination of sweet and salty. The shake was really good to me. I enjoyed it. I just felt it was a little overly sweet. I think maybe dial back the sweetness and it'd be a perfect shake. Another thing though is that the pretzel is a really great addition because it adds a little bit of saltiness to it, and combined with the sweet, it's really great. The only thing is that the chunks were a little bit big. So you end up sitting there at the table trying to drink the shake, and the chunks of pretzel will get stuck in the straw, and it's like you'd be on the verge of collapsing a lung trying to drink this shake. But I let it sit for a while, and by like the next day the pretzels had kind of broken down a little bit more, and it was perfect. All in all, I had a great experience, and I would definitely go back. Actually, I plan to go back. I saw on the website when I was looking before we went that they apparently have like different flavor Brussels sprouts, sort of along the lines of how they have different flavor fries. But when we went, they didn't have Brussels sprouts. So that's something I would be interested in trying. In addition to that, I think I'd like to try the Parmesan truffle fries. That sounds pretty interesting. And then there were two other burgers that I kind of went back and forth about, but ultimately ended up going with something else, which would be the El Diablo and the Llano Poblano. They kind of sound like Southwestern Tex-Mex type burgers, but like really interesting. And so it's like, I would certainly go back. I'd recommend checking them out. They opened on January 31st to the public. And yeah, I had a great experience. I think the food is pretty good. A few little things for them to tweak, but all in all, a positive experience, and I would certainly visit. Highly recommend it. Unless there was some way to kind of dial back the sweetness on the shakes, I think that I would probably pass on those. But between the fries and the burgers, I would certainly go back and order something else. Or even like that bacon jam burger that I got. I could see ordering that again.